welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a guitar that I bought a couple of months ago. This is a ESP LTD WA-600. It's the signature guitar of Willie Adler, the guitar player from Lamb of God. And yeah, we're going to take a look at the guitar. We're going to talk about the build quality. We're going to talk about various aspects of the upgrades that have been done to this particular guitar. We'll talk about the difference between this guitar and the USA Custom Shop ESP version. And we'll talk about exactly what's going on, what I think of this guitar, and my experiences after owning it for a couple of months. So yeah, let's jump into that. Right, so first things first, we have a mahogany body. We have a three-piece maple set through neck. This particular guitar has the Spurzl open back locking tuners up at the headstock that replaces the standard ESP locking tuners that the guitar originally shipped with. So we obviously have the green army camo color. There was another one that was done in a black camo, which was much more monochrome. So starting at the headstock, we have the flag-shaped headstock. We have the volute right at the back. Again, I mentioned we have the Spurzl open back locking tuners, which I think just look excellent. On the front, we have a truss rod cover, which has the model designation WA-600, as well as Willie Adler's signature and the LTD logo on the front. We have a 12-inch radius fretboard with 22 extra jumbo frets. This will be ebony. The body is mahogany. We have the stars and stripes inlays made out of mother of pearl, I believe. This particular model would have shipped with the Seymour Duncan JB in '59. In this case, we have upgraded to Fishman Fluence Moderns. So we have 2 volumes, 1 tone. The tone is a push-pull, which will give you the 2 voices on your Fishman Fluence pickups. Yeah, we've got extra jumbo frets, really well finished fret ends. Beautiful black ebony fretboard. It almost looks like it might be rich light. There's no grain, no streaking whatsoever. It's just pretty much black. I guess there is a little bit of streaking down in the cowboy chord position. You have the stars and bars inlays. We'll show you a close-up of that. Perfectly well done. One aspect about this guitar that I find a little bit difficult to play is that the 12th fret is kind of where you anchor yourself in terms of where you are on the neck, and this 12th fret is all blown out with an American flag. So that's a little bit wild. Takes some getting used to, but it's good. So the ESP version of this guitar made in the US featured a 25.5-inch scale, whereas the made in Korea LTD version finishes with the 24.75-inch scale. So this will be the standard Gibson scale length, while his USA version comes in at your Fender scale length. I'm not sure why that is. As mentioned, we have a volute on the back of the headstock. That'll strengthen your headstock generally. I think the angle on this headstock is significantly less than a Gibson. Probably looks like maybe 8 or 9 degrees, where your Gibson is 13 or 14 degrees. It's a fully gloss paint job, so it feels a little bit sticky on the back of the neck. Not too bad though, but if you wanted a rub down with some 400 grit or a Scotch pad would be a good plan. So this shipped with a bone nut initially. It still has the same nut. I'd say the fit and finish on the guitar is great. Obviously the camo paint job is a bit of an acquired taste, very much in keeping with Lamb of God's redneck status. So yeah, that's a thing. This model has been upgraded with fully blacked out Tone Pros locking hardware. So the bridge locks, if you were to take the strings off, the tailpiece and bridge would both stay in place. They wouldn't fall off like some of the non-locking Gibson stuff. Those are Tone Pros, matte blacked out, a little bit of wear on them. Everything kind of matches because the Spurzls are also matte blacked out. We have, as I mentioned, 2 volumes, 1 for each pickup. We have a master tone control, which is push-pull pot for your 2 voices on the Fishman Fluence. So I believe with the Fluence you have 1 ceramic and 1 Alnico humbucker. I think the bridge is ceramic, and in position 1 is definitely a little bit more of a screamer. In position 2, which is your second voice, I think it's your more PAF style, slightly overwound humbucker, but not too high output. So we've got 3 black knurled knobs, which are held in place with set screws on the pots. Around the back, as mentioned, it's a set through neck. I don't know if that makes it a complete neck through body. Set through, I'm not entirely sure what that means. We've got strap buttons in the usual spots. We've got a ding on the guitar on the bottom, which has been stabilized and filled. So army green, fully green back with what looks like aged cream binding. We have a football output jack plate around the bottom. In this case, these pickups are active, so the 9-volt battery is stashed in the electronic control cavity. We have a 3-way position switch, much like a Les Paul, quite a heavily carved top. You can actually see the sort of deepness of the bowl on this particular example. Pretty good to access the upper frets, if that's your thing. Not really my thing, but you can get there. And it's a fairly heavy guitar. I don't really have light guitars. My Flying V is really light and it's significantly heavier than that. My Strat has always been heavy to my way of thinking, and this one is about that heavy. So I'd say maybe it's a 4.5 kilogram guitar. I think we've gone over everything. The neck is bound, the headstock is bound. This was made in Korea. I got it with a TKL case that's quite old, but is actually beautiful. Metal clips, metal taping around the edge, and it fits the guitar quite well. Yeah, now that we've spoken about the guitar, we'll go through some sound samples. We have 2 voices and 3 positions, so it's going to take quite a while. We'll run it through some clean tones. Bear in mind that these pickups are really high output, and even running this guitar into sort of a Fender twin reverb VST hits the front of the amp real hard. So to get clean tones, I'll back off the volumes a little bit, and then we'll go through some crunch, and then we'll go through some high gain, because I think anyone who is buying this guitar realistically might do some breakdowns with some clean riffs, but it's not going to be a rock and roll guitar. I see this being put to work as kind of a metal shred machine. It handles low tunings quite well. When I got it, it was strung up with some chunky guitar strings and tuned down to C or even lower possibly, I don't remember. At the moment it is set up in E standard with some 10 to 46 Ernie balls. And yeah, let's get to some playing comparisons between the 2 voices and the various pickup positions. And then I'll give you my final thoughts on the fit and the finish, the playing experience, and what I think of the guitar in general and the brand. Let's get to it. My final thoughts on the LTD WA-600 are that it is a really, really high quality Eclipse. Finished in camo with WA-600 on the truss rod cover and Will Adler's signature on the headstock. It's essentially a really high quality Eclipse turned into his signature. Fit and finish is perfect. The paint job is 100% good all the way around, and the finish is excellent. When it comes down to the nut, it is perfectly cut, made of bone, so there's no snags or pinging at all when you're tuning up. The upgraded tuners on this particular guitar, in terms of the Spurzels, are really great. I think they look excellent. They match the aesthetic of the guitar with everything being blacked out, and the tuning stability is excellent. In terms of the neck, you have really nice extra jumbo frets, well smoothed edges, really smooth frets themselves, well crowned. Really nice U-shaped thin neck with a nice ebony fingerboard and a 14-inch radius. This instrument has really good upper fret access because of the set through neck build, and the inlays, while being cheesy, are really, really well done. Mother of pearl on the black ebony looks really excellent. The neck is 3-piece maple, the body is mahogany with a very deep top carve. The fit and finish, as I've said, is excellent. The paintwork, the binding on the headstock, all the way around the instrument are excellent. It does have a little ding on the bottom bout in this particular case, but that has been filled with super glue, so it's stable at this point. The weight of the guitar is fairly hefty. I'd say it feels like a standard Les Paul. It's around about 4.5 kilos, just over. It feels really balanced, really solid and well built. Out of the box, this model came with the Seymour Duncan JB and 59 pickup set. It would have had a chrome bridge and LTD locking tuners. The ESP version made in the USA of the same guitar would have just had Will Adler's Fluence Modern pickups, as well as everything else being the same. The hardware and the ESP locking tuners would have been used in this case. So this model has been essentially fully upgraded with the black Tone Pros bridge and tailpiece, the black open back Spurzl tuners, and the Fishman Fluence also being blacked out. The open backs look really good with the chrome gear wheels visible. So having the Fishman Fluence, I think this guitar sounds excellent. Not necessarily my favorite sound in terms of pickups. There are some that I prefer that I have in other guitars at the moment, but they are really excellent. Very low noise. They cut through the mix really well. You know what you're going to get in terms of them. They're very high output, so I found it a little bit difficult to get clean tones without rolling back on the volume. But once you do roll back on the volume, the clean tones are really good. They clean up quite well. High gain, they kind of shine. That bridge pickup cuts and screams and squeals, and you can dial in a really nice fat lead tone on the neck pickup also. So in terms of versatility, it's all there. You've got nice clean crunch and high gain sounds with 2 voicings, 3-way switching, so you can dial one pickup off and toggle like a kill switch. So in terms of a focused metal single cut, this is about as good as it gets. I can't imagine anything really being much better. We have a flat black ebony fingerboard at 14 inches, fat jumbo frets, really high-end focused metal pickups, good tuning stability, and you match that with a killer stage presence. The fact that it's quite a rare signature model. There are none for sale currently that I could see anyway. Reverb, obviously locally they're quite rare. There are no ESP or LTD agents in South Africa at the moment, and it comes with a really nice TKL case. Even though it's old, it fits the guitar really well and has super cool mojo. Really nice red paisley type interior. If there's anything I didn't really like about the guitar, I think I've mentioned the fact that obviously the camo is an acquired taste. I got used to it. If it was poorly executed, I might have hated it more, but the fact that the quality of the fit and the finish, the fact that it's cheesy yet perfectly well executed, as well as the inlays being a little bit over the top but perfectly well executed. You might not like the guitar, but the fact that it's well done means that they've done exactly what they set out to do. Lamb of God being kind of a super redneck band, very military focused. Lots of their music revolves around military campaigns and veterans, etc. So I think it's relevant, and they achieved what they set out to do with this instrument. The Fluence are a nice touch, though I don't necessarily like them. And beyond that, I think what you have here is a super, super cool metal guitar. An absolute joy to play. Incredibly good value for what I'm going to be asking for. The fact that it comes with a case and is fully modded, you wouldn't have to do anything to this instrument. It's a gig-ready, studio-ready guitar straight out of the box. So if you're interested in owning it, you can contact me. I will have contact information available in the video and in the description box. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Please do subscribe and set notifications to all so that you get notified of the next couple of interesting guitars we'll be talking about. Thank you. Goodbye.